Morning, everyone. While the Lionesses just 2 days away from bidding for Euros glory, it's time for the Women's Super League to take centre stage. And the big reveal, the fixtures for the new season, they've just been dropped. And this is what's in store on that opening weekend, starting on Friday, September the 5th, with the champions Chelsea at home against Manchester City. You can watch that with us. That's from Stamford Bridge. Then London City Lionesses, their first game in the WSL. That's at the Emirates against Arsenal on September the 6th. Then we've got 4 games for you on Sunday, the 7th of September, headlined by that Merseyside derby from Anfield. Liverpool face Everton. So all 4 games on the Sunday with us. Brighton, Villa, Manchester United, Leicester and Spurs. Will they take on West Ham? To the final weekend, who will be crowned champions? Brighton face Spurs. Could Chelsea secure a 7th title in a row? They're against Manchester United. Everton, Leicester, and a huge game at Anfield. Liverpool take on Arsenal. While London City Lionesses, they face Aston Villa. And West Ham welcome Manchester City. All those matches that final weekend exclusively live with us on Sky Sports. And Sky will broadcast 118 WSL games this season, with 78 exclusively live on Sky Sports, and 5 of those games then on that opening weekend. And the season kicks off with us, Chelsea against Manchester City on Sky Sports Football. Then all 4 matches on the 7th of September, a Sunday with us on Sky Sports and the WSL. Whip your phones out to see your team's full fixture list. You can see it now via the Sky app. Scan that QR code there and all the fixtures straight to your phone. Well, football's loss is our gain. Former captain at Aston Villa and Scotland, Rachel Corsi's here. Delighted to see you smiling. You've had a happy summer. What about those fixtures to welcome things in?
Yeah, it's exciting, isn't it? I think I've still been in Euros mode, but we're going to get right into the season and look forward to it. There's some big ones on the opening day.
Who are you looking forward to?
I was really excited to see London City. I think there's a different expectation on them than what's perhaps been on the promoted side in the past. Already started to make a few signings. I think it's a really tough one, though, against Arsenal. You'd expect that to be capacity at the Emirates, wouldn't you, given especially how they ended last season. So that's a tricky one, but one they'll look forward to, I think. Pressure off them. We'll get a look at them.
You in your big house with your 4 screens for the final on that Sunday?
I'll obviously have an eye on Villa. But I think all 4 games will be a test, because every one of them there's something to talk about. Obviously, the derby in Liverpool will be a big one, and I think there's a lot at stake for both those clubs. You know, who's going to be the one that steps forward this season?
Looking at those opening games, is there a team there that you think might surprise someone that open weekend?
I mean, there's an argument for a lot of teams. I think there's probably a little bit of pressure on Manchester United, because they've got Champions League this season, a very good season last year. They've got to back that up. It's felt very quiet around them so far this season. They're obviously doing their business sort of diligently, but sort of secretly. Leicester look like they're a bit of an unknown. I think Spurs, huge appointment in Martin Ho. He comes with a lot of expectation. A lot of people speak really highly of him, so interested to see what they look like as well.
Talk about big appointments. Liverpool haven't even got a permanent manager yet.
I know that's one that I think the longer that goes on, the more pressure that sort of sits there, because we know, there's been some transfer movement. We know there's a lot of money involved there. You'd like to think they'd make an appointment soon, and probably the appointment they do make will decide, have they really been going after the person they want, or has it been a case of they're not sure what direction they're taking that? All
right, you're getting your pre-season sweat on with us in the studio, but let's head to the first of our big name players. We spoke about Chelsea up against Manchester City, that opening game with us here on Sky Sports. How are the Chelsea players feeling ahead of this one? Kim Qatari's down at Chelsea for us. And Kim, what's it like at Chelsea at the moment? Because, champions weighing heavy on them, or are there smiles about? Is there anyone there, first off?
Well, there is, yeah. I caught up with Captain Millie Bright just a short while ago, and she is very excited ahead of the new season. And of course, that first game, a huge game against Manchester City at Stamford Bridge, under the lights. Now, both these teams are always tipped to be there or thereabouts at the top of the table. Last year, City underperforming slightly, but not Chelsea. Treble winners, record breakers, unbeaten, 6 league titles in a row. So I asked the captain, Millie Bright, what fixtures she was looking forward to the most.
Oh, I look for the London derbies, I look for the big teams. But to be honest, I think with the way the league is now and how competitive it is, every game is tough, every opponent we've got to be ready for. But yeah, really excited for the opening game. I always look for that one to see, how we're going to kickstart the season, which is an exciting one. But yeah, London derby for sure, always looking where that Chelsea-Arsenal is.
And 4 games, obviously, at Stamford Bridge next season. Can you just tell us a little bit about what it's like playing there, the extra motivation maybe you need playing there, and what that says about the women's game in general and how much it's growing?
Yeah, we're always grateful when we get, that opportunity to play there. I think we want more games there. I think you're seeing other clubs, the likes of Arsenal, they're playing all their games at the Emirates now. Aston Villa, they do the same. So I think eventually we want to get to that place where that's us as well. But we love playing at the Bridge. I think we've had some brilliant nights there, especially Champions League, and yeah, it's just really exciting. We want to keep growing the fan base, and we want to be leading the way with getting as big a crowds as possible, which I don't think we're there yet, but we're still on that journey. We're proud of where we're at, but yeah, we want to get to an even bigger place. But it's electric when we're at the Bridge, and yeah, I'd like us to be playing more and more games.
And after such a dominant season last year, do you get the sense that a lot of teams will be looking down that fixture list this morning and circling your name and coming for you a little bit more this season?
Oh yeah, 100%. We've got a massive target on our backs. I think we're used to having that anyway, but I think that comes with being a successful team. I think it's part and parcel of being at the top and being the champions. So it's something that you just have to accept and deal with. But I like the rivalry. I love when teams are coming for us. I think it's healthy in the women's game. I think we need a little bit more of that, and I think we're now starting to see more and more like how the games are competitive. The fans are kind of back and forth with each other. I love that. I love getting booed on the pitch, while the game's on and you miss a tackle and they boo you. It's healthy, and I think as long as when the game's done there's no more, we don't want any abuse or anything like that. I think it's important to highlight that.
And it was such an unbelievable season last year. Domestic treble, broke records, went unbeaten. You did the treble in 2021. How difficult is it to motivate the players to go again after you've achieved so much last season?
Do you know what? Not very. I think being at this club for so long, I've never had to motivate anyone to kind of do it again. It becomes like it's like an addiction. Like you've got to have more. Like you have to have more. And I think that's been part of the club's DNA since my first season being here. And I think no matter what manager's here, no matter what players are here, when you come to Chelsea, that's what's expected. And it's just part of being a Chelsea player and representing the club in the right way. Is to win. And it's to always go one better. And yeah, winning's hard though. It's not easy, and we know that each season we come in, things have to be ramped up, the level has to go up, you have to train harder, you have to become even better, your standards have to, go to that next level. But that's, to me, it's just, that's just what being a Chelsea player is. Yeah, it's what's expected of you. And
you say it's about winning. Is the expectation next season then to go for the quadruple, get that Champions League as well?
Yeah, 100%. That's our biggest motivation, winning that Champions League, and we keep coming so close. But we always reflect, and we know that more can be done. And again, in the Champions League, it's small margins, it really is, and I think that's also sport. As long as you reflect and you learn from it, and I certainly know we're going to go up a level this year, so it's going to be exciting. But yeah, of course, a quadruple is always the aim.
Well, there you go. Clearly no need to motivate the players. It seems like they're addicted to winning here. Of course, she mentioned there she wants to get that ever elusive Champions League as well as the domestic treble she got last year. In the WSL, though, they made it 6 in a row last year. Can they make it 7? She seems pretty confident.
I'm glad you found a friend down there, Kim. I was worried they were going to get you in for pre-season. Maybe we'll get you running those anyway. Right, thank you, Kim. We've talked Chelsea then as we round up all the opening fixtures in the WSL. Let's get to their opponents on that opening day then, Manchester City. These are City's first 6 games coming up after facing Chelsea on the opening night. It's first home game of the season for them against Brighton. 3 London opponents in a row: Spurs, London City and Arsenal. They're just a small matter of a trip even to Anfield to take on Liverpool. Right, let's go live now to City's ground and join our reporter Alan Irwin ahead of an exciting season for City.
It certainly is, Caroline. It's always exciting when the new WSL fixtures are released, and that is certainly the case here. We're inside Manchester City's training complex this morning, and as you can see, I have Manchester City's experienced attacking midfielder Laura Coombs alongside me. I say it's exciting, the first game of a new season. It's also a very difficult one for you with Chelsea away, going to the home of the champions. How do you feel?
Yeah, tough start. I think we've had a tough start the last couple of seasons, so we're used to it and we're really looking forward to it.
You had a bit of March madness against Chelsea last season. I think it was 4 games on the run, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think we were sick of the sight of them by the end of it. But no, new season, new challenge, really looking forward to it.
Yeah, the 6 times champions will pose a challenge, but what are the expectations for Manchester City this season, Laura?
I think we've been performing probably below what we want to the last couple of years. We always want to get to the end of every league run and be in with a chance for the league as well. So that's what we're aiming for, and we believe we can do it. It's just a fresh start, and yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, I suppose there was a real disappointment around the club missing out on European football with that disappointing end to the season in the last campaign.
Yeah, that was a really big thing for us, and this year we need to make that right.
Your first home fixture is against Brighton following that first weekend in September. Friday night football, we'll see you live on Sky Sports in that game against Chelsea. Then it's Brighton at home. I suppose the fixtures you look forward to is the ones at the Etihad, which is the Manchester derby, which comes up on the 11th of November. Is that something that the girls eye in their calendar as well?
Yeah, we've got a lot of games to get through before then. They're always really special playing at the Etihad, but at the Joy as well. We love playing there, and we make use of the great crowds that come there, and we're really looking forward to all the home games this year.
A few new signings have already been brought in, but you've also got a new manager, Andre Jeglerts, who's come in, was the Denmark head coach over at the Euros, of course. So how will it feel playing under a new manager?
Yeah, we're still yet to do too much with him so far. He's only just came in, but we're really looking forward to his ideas and his principles, and maybe adopting a new style. We don't know. We'll see. But yeah, we're really excited about it.
And you've been back in pre-season training for a while now.
Couple of weeks, so getting there, yeah.
Yeah, well, we can see the girls behind you getting as fit as they possibly can. Can I just chat to you about the Euros and what England are doing for the country, for women's football yet again? It's fantastic, isn't it? And you've been part of that England squad in the past. It must be a real feel-good factor around the place at the moment.
Yeah, it's really good. It's not good for my sleep schedule. They're keeping me up every night, but yeah, so happy and so proud of how far they've got, and obviously just one game to go, so obviously going to be a great test for them.
You were part of that squad in the World Cup in 2023 under Sarina Wiegman. She's producing her miracles yet again. What's she like to play under and as a head coach?
Yeah, she's really relaxed and doesn't panic at all when things maybe aren't going the way she wants them to go, but she's so experienced, and I think in tournaments that really shows. And she's got she gets the finals, so we'll see. Yeah,
they're keeping us on tenterhooks, aren't they, in most of these games? How do you see the final going? Okay, they did lose the World Cup final against Spain, but a different game altogether now.
Yeah, obviously 2 years on, 2 different looking teams as well. I think England are getting better every game they play. So Spain are a top side. They know what they're going to come up against, and it's going to be a really good game.
Let's hope so, and let's hope England can do it. And we'll let you get back to the fitness regime, because I suppose one feels they might just need it for that first game of the season, which comes up live on Sky Sports on Friday night on the 5th of September. It is Chelsea away, the champions for Manchester City.
I've never seen a guest not want to get back to what they were doing. Laura, enjoy it. Thank you, Alan, as well. Also wanted those players in the background, like, can he just end? Because we've been doing this for about 3.5 minutes now. Manchester City, really interesting point there that Laura made. We haven't really spoken much to him, or how she phrased it with a new manager. Is that a disadvantage for City right now, that he's been at the Euros, he's not been there, they've been in a couple of weeks themselves, but not with the manager?
I mean, they've got to make it not a disadvantage. I think I'm sort of surprised to hear that there's not been that much interaction, but then you've also got to respect he has had the Euros. I'm sure he will have spent time filtering information to the staff that are there, making sure there is more being done than perhaps the players potentially are aware. I mean, this is only the early, they've been in a couple of weeks, but a lot of the stuff you do early on, it's more the physical prep, getting yourself back ready to be, ready to train at the intensity you need to be come the season. So I don't think they're necessarily behind, but they're going to have to certainly, start getting that information come to the players thick and fast.
Because we know that first game is oh so crucial. How tight the league is. Yes, it's going to expand. We'll talk about that a bit later. But you've got to start flying and to face Chelsea as well in that first game.
Well, I think with a fixture like that, those are sort of the fixtures that I think clubs, that are finishing the top, those top four that we speak of, those fixtures against one another become crucially important. To have it on the first day certainly adds a lot more pressure to the opening game.
Because we used to talk about Chelsea and their periodisation, taking time to build into the season. But for Sonia Bonpastor, that's not the case, right?
Yeah, she doesn't give any excuses ever. I think it's just go, go, go all the time. She demands a lot from her players. I know from just speaking to a few players that are there, they train extremely hard. Their demands are very high, and they'll want to keep going. They won't want to give up any trophies again. We hear from Millie Bright, it is about all four. It's not about we want this one or that one. It's we want to just win everything. And that's been the mentality and the mindset at Chelsea that we've just come to know and expect from them. So for City, that's going to be an extremely tough start, no doubt.
When we talk about title races, do you look at that first game that we've got live on Sky on that Friday night and think those two will be there come the end of the season? I mean, not still on Friday night at Stamford Bridge.
They're going to both want to be. They're certainly going to both want to be. I think,
but do you think they will be, Rachel?
I think Chelsea will be. I think there's a few more question marks over Manchester City. I think last season, they had such a great team, but they lost too many of those tight games. And in the end, there's not enough games this season to give points to your rivals and to anyone, really.
Do you throw this team into it?
Certainly. I think they're a side, having won the Champions League, for me, I'm almost surprised that they've not, at some point over the last 6 years, managed to get one of those titles from Chelsea. Because you look at the two squads, and I think they've had the most consistent depth. You look at them again, starting from where we are today, and I think they are the two teams that have the most quality. The size of squad they have, they can rotate, they can tolerate the games. Once we hit sort of March, April, May, and the game load increases, they have the depth to do that. I would expect Chelsea and Arsenal to be the two that will really potentially be the ones that are there at the end.
And at the risk of doing the weather for you, is there anyone else you want to pick out who might be stormy up when it comes to the title? I mean, that was an awful weather pun, so feel free to take it any way you like. Anyone else from there that could be contenders?
I think we're still looking at the top four, the ones that ultimately spend the most. The City, United will be in amongst it too, I would think. There's always one team that sort of every year goes on a little surge, and normally it happens early on. So that, I think, is open to a few. I think, as I say, Spurs are a little bit of an unknown. I think there'll be expectation there. I'm excited to see them. Brighton went on a run last year. They fell away. I think Villa did the opposite. They had a tough time, and then they had a surge at the end. So between those three, potentially one will look to at least be top half and start to climb a little closer to the top four.
Can I go London City Lionesses, because we've got a couple of them coming into the studio in a bit?
Sure, let's throw them into it.
There we go. Put them into it. London City Lionesses on the way. Right, if you are just joining us, the fixtures for the new Women's Super League season just been released, and these are your opening fixtures. We start with the champions Chelsea live on Sky Sports. As we were just saying, they're at home to Manchester City. The following day, Arsenal get their title challenge underway against newly promoted London City Lionesses. 4 games for you on Sunday, all live on Sky Sports, including that Merseyside derby at Anfield. Liverpool taking on Everton. Right, we will be live to another team in just a bit and round up some more of the action from around the league and hear from some more players too. But first, let's look at some of the other standout fixtures this season. Chelsea and Arsenal, the favourites to battle for the title. They meet for the first time at the Emirates in November before the reverse fixture on January the 25th, and that is at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea against Spurs, another thrilling rivalry. Their first of the season is October the 8th, then it's February the 8th when they meet again. Another derby? Go on then, the North London derby. That's on November the 16th before the reverse on March the 29th. And what a day March the 29th will be. Not just the North London derby, as a Merseyside derby. Goodison Park, of course, the home for Everton this season. And don't forget, it's Derby Day on the opening weekend too. This will all form part of a Derby Day treble in March. The Manchester derbies, the North London derbies, they'll be on the same days this season. November the 16th, they'll face off at the Etihad before Old Trafford plays host on March the 29th. You're still following over there, Rachel? Hopefully. Next, we'll focus on Arsenal, though. They're the champions of Europe. Can they follow that up with the first Women's Super League title since 2019? Up next, we'll hear from Katie McCabe. And we'll hear from the first ever £1 million female footballer, Olivia Smith, as she reveals her goal celebration for the new season. Hello everyone. If you are just joining us, the fixtures for the new Women's Super League season have just been revealed, and these are your opening games. We start with the champions Chelsea live on Sky Sports. They're at home against Manchester City. The following day, Arsenal, where they get their season underway against newly promoted London City Lionesses. Then 4 games for you on Sunday, all live on Sky Sports, including a Merseyside derby at Anfield as Liverpool take on Everton. Want to see the team's full fixture list for your team? You can, of course, just head to the Sky Sports app, scan that QR code on screen now, and it will take you there. Well, Arsenal then kick things off against newly promoted London City Lionesses. Let's head to Arsenal's training ground now. Our reporter James Lure with a very special guest.
Hello from a very sunny Arsenal training ground, and I'm delighted to say I'm joined this morning by Katie McCabe. Good morning, Katie.
Good morning.
How are you? All right?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
So the WSL fixtures have just come out. What do you make of your opening game? Newly promoted London City.
Yeah, it's an exciting one. I think London City, they've invested well. They've made a lot of signings. They're going to be a different team compared to when we last played them in the Cup. So really excited one. I'm also really happy that we'll be playing all our home games at the Emirates this season. Very proud moment for the club. And all the fans have been behind us as well. I think we've sold over 15,000 season tickets. So yeah, I'm hoping this season the Emirates will be rocking.
Absolutely. And of course, you had an amazing season last year, European champions. But I know the WSL title is the one that you guys really want as well. How desperate are you as a team, as a squad, to knock Chelsea off their perch?
Yeah, look, I think it's not about concentrating on other teams. We know the quality we have in our side, and we displayed that last year in our Champions League run. So for us, it's about getting through pre-season together, obviously building our fitness, building that togetherness, welcoming the girls back from the Euros, and yeah, going from there. Of course, playing for Arsenal Football Club, you want to be competing on all fronts for all competitions. So we'll definitely have the hunger to be doing that this season.
A few new faces through the door as well. There's one that stood out just because of the numbers involved, but there's more as well. But how excited are you to have Olivia come through as a new player here from Liverpool?
Yeah, of course. Having played against Livy last season, she's shown in the league. She's a top young talent. I think in terms of the numbers, you're going to see those types of numbers going forward. The league and the women's game is just growing and growing. So, yeah, we've welcomed her in with open arms, and I'm excited to see how she gets on.
I know as players you probably don't talk about this as much, but the fact that she is coming in for £1 million, which is a record for the WSL, is that good for the women's game, do you think?
As I said, it's the growth of the game. It's the way it's going. I think you're going to see those numbers, especially in the next few years, off the back of this Euros as well. So, look, there's no pressure on Livy. As I said, we've welcomed her in. She's getting down into training. So, yeah, looking forward to playing with her this season.
And what sort of qualities do you think she'll bring to the team? Obviously, you've got so much in the squad already, but what do you think she'll bring to the team?
Yeah, look, I think, yeah, she's a young kid. So, first and foremost, she just needs to focus on herself, which she has been doing. And she's got so much pace and power. And she's such a direct player, and I think that can cause trouble to any defenders. So yeah, as I said, we'll integrate her in well, and yeah, she's doing great so far.
And you mentioned the Euros. I have to ask you, I know you haven't got a horse in the race being an Irish woman, but I'm sure there's been lots of talk in the WhatsApp group, and obviously a number of players in the squad are involved from England and Spain. Will you be watching the final this weekend? Yeah,
of course. I missed a couple of the group stage games, but caught a lot of the back end of the tournament, and it's been a fantastic tournament so far. Having seen the games in person back in 2022 here in England, and obviously to witness the quality on stage over in Switzerland, and I'm so proud of the girls, especially the Arsenal girls, of course, doing so well. I'm happy to just have them back now, but yeah, listen, may the best team win on Sunday, and I'll be rooting for the Arsenal girls, of course.
Definitely. I mean, you know, you say you don't try and get involved too much, but have the WhatsApp messages been popping in the group?
Listen, I know what it's like when you've got about 1,000 people messaging you. I leave the girls to it. They're in their bubble, so yeah, I mentioned that I'm kind of just leaving them to it, and of course I'll be rooting for them for sure.
It's a repeat of the World Cup final as well. I mean, it's going to be really fascinating. These girls have all played against each other at club level and obviously international level more than once now, a few times. So how do you see it going on Sunday?
Yeah, look, I think the players will be familiar with each other. As you said, they've already played against each other in the World Cup final. You look at obviously the Arsenal-Chelsea versus Barcelona in the Champions League. So yeah, they'll be very familiar with each other. I'm sure both teams will have a good game plan going into it, and who knows, there could be another penalty shootout as well.
Absolutely, that'll be exciting for the neutral, I would say, if that does happen. Excited for pre-season, just getting down to it now, I guess.
Yeah, of course, had some good time off, which has been the first time in a while. So it was nice to switch off, mentally prepare, mentally refocus. And for me personally, I'm coming back as hungry as ever, and I want to drive this team and this club forward. And as I said, we want to compete on all fronts this season. So yeah, really excited to get going.
Katie, thank you so much for speaking to us. So there you go, the WSL season. If you haven't got it in your diaries already, why haven't you? It starts the first weekend of September and the Gunners will face the newly promoted side in the division.
Katie McCabe won't have it in her diary. She's too busy answering all those WhatsApps. Right, there will be lots of eyes on Olivia Smith then on that opening weekend after becoming the first £1 million player in the women's game following her move from Liverpool. And she's been meeting some of her new fans.
Oh my God, there's so many people. I'll give hugs because I'm a hugger. Oh. Hello.
Who are you most
Hi.
excited?
Who am I most excited to play with?
Yeah, this season.
It's a very great question. I'm excited to play with everyone, but I think Alessia, for sure. Mariona as well. And Leah playing long balls upward. Yeah, so I'm very excited about that. Have a high five. There we go. So cute. I'm gonna do this. So whenever I score in the crowd, if you want to do this with me, if anyone, this is gonna be my celebration. So I'm bringing this back.
Sort of half the Ellen White, isn't it? There or thereabouts. Could never do that. Arsenal, Olivia Smith, there's a signing intent on the league, right?
Yeah, I think it deserves a lot of the attention it's had. It's a landmark moment in terms of money. I think we probably need to be careful to not then attribute such significant expectation on one player. You know, a young player, prices derived from lots of different factors. So I think for her, I think it's just an exciting move. You're going to go and play with arguably the best front line in the league, in European football. There's opportunity for her. She's going to have to earn her spot. The numbers, as Kate McCabe spoke about, no doubt will take care of themselves because the chances a team like Arsenal create, you know, she's going to have huge opportunity, no doubt.
Talking of pressure, young, exciting talent, Michelle Adjemang doing bits for England at the moment. Back at Arsenal, I mean, how much game time is she going to get?
That's going to be up to her. I think seeing what she's done at the Euros has been incredible. I've personally just enjoyed, she has this very natural, organic smile when she's had those moments that you just can tell is from, you know, her youthfulness and just living in the moment and enjoying that. And I think if she can continue that, for me, I think if she stays at Arsenal, which she should, then, you know, it's about training well every day, competing with those players, the number of games that Arsenal potentially will have this season. There'll be opportunity for her too. And it's, at this point, you know, she's gone out on loan, she's had the opportunity to get minutes. She's got to now try and make that happen. She's got the talent. She's still young, but hopefully we see more of her.
Can I pour a little bit of water on the hopes of the Arsenal Champions League winning fans? What about defensively, this Arsenal team? Central defence, they need to sort of get stable there, don't they?
I think that's where a lot of questions have come recently. It's an area where I think they might look to bring in one more player potentially. I feel they've certainly got more players in the attacking half of the pitch. Oh. It's probably an area that they potentially will strengthen. They conceded probably too many goals, and that was in the end what harmed them last season. They drifted away from Chelsea, but both boxes are always important.
Yeah, I wonder why you were stretching out earlier. Right, we are joined by Rachel Coursey, of course, but we've got some new faces of the WSL on the way. Izzy Goodwin and Taya Goldie, they are both here at the London City Lionesses. They're here to chat all things promotion and breaking into the top next. Back to the WSL fixture release show. Thank you for being with us. Rachel Coursey had no choice. We've also got some new faces with us too. Izzy Gooden, Taya Goody, thank you for being here. Did I just say Taya Goody? You are Goody. Scoldy. Brilliant to have you with us. London City Lionesses, seeing some shots actually just behind. One thing I've got to hope you've worked out before going up a league is you worked out how to put your shirts around the right way.
Hopefully.
We
had to let everyone know we're the winners. So.
Have you got this at home behind you?
Absolutely. Oh, yes, 1,000,000%.
I know, because you're just moving into a new house, aren't you?
Yeah,
Probably should get that framed in on the wall, to be honest.
I know someone who's got a big telly going. If you want it. That moment clearly was special, Taya, but for you going up into the WSL one, what's it going to be like?
I think extremely challenging, but I think we're all just so excited. Like, in a way, the pressure's not on us, but I think excited to play new teams, play at big stadiums, things like that. I just think it's going to be such an exciting challenge for us going forward.
Izzy, for you, being and showing some of the skills, I mean, we saw a goal at the end of last season. That's amazing. For you, I know you both had experience of clubs in the WSL, but to be there and performing on these big stages, what's it going to be like?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's just so exciting. I mean, this is what you dream of as a little girl. So yeah, I'm so excited, and hopefully we can prove ourselves in the WSL and yeah, just have fun.
Well, I don't know if you were here. I know you were here listening. Rachel Coursey said you can spring a surprise this season, and it's one of those, isn't it? Your first season, Rachel, when you're in the WSL, just actually get that bit of momentum.
Yeah, I think that's important, which obviously going to kick-start against Arsenal. Do you look forward to that, or is that one that you feel's actually a tough one to begin with?
Yeah, I think it's a big one to start with, but almost every game we're going to play is going to be massive, so I think it'll be a great experience for everyone. Obviously, it's at an unbelievable stadium, and I think just the experience for everyone, and may as well start off with a challenge.
What have you said about that? I mean, I know you found out with us a bit earlier, but the minute you saw that it was Arsenal, old club, but going back, being part of it, and that opening weekend, what's that going to be like?
Yeah, I think, like I said, it's an amazing stadium. I think everyone, you know, the players and the staff will love being there. I just think it's going to be such an exciting game. We know they have a great fan base, so I'm sure the atmosphere is going to be amazing, and it will kind of kickstart the season in the right way.
You know how to get at them as well, right? Not so secret weapon. What have you done in pre-season so far, apart from, you know, the sprints and the rest? How's it been? Yeah.
No, well, we went back a few weeks ago, and obviously we've had quite a few new players. Obviously, some are at the Euros still. But yeah, just getting back into it on the ball. A lot of running, but no, it's nice to be back. We go to the Netherlands tomorrow for a week for a pre-season tour, so that'll be nice.
Oh, right, to play football.
Yes.
Great. Twice a quick holiday.
Yeah, pre-season tour, so that'll be nice, and yeah, a bit of team bonding too.
It's important, isn't it, to have those moments to get everyone together?
It counts for a lot, and I think it's good to start on the right note, because once the season starts, I always find you can have good intentions with the team bonding, but it becomes harder once you're in the rhythm of the season. So I feel this is the moment to capitalise on it. You've touched on the fact that the pressure's off, per se. Mm-hmm. Is there any pressure, though, in the fact that there feels like there's an expectation, you know, in terms of Michelle Kang, the owner, spend, the club has a lot of ambitions. Is there pressure to stay up? Is there pressure to do more than that? You know, has that been spoken about?
I feel like as players, we don't necessarily feel that. I think all of the off-the-pitch stuff is technically not down to us, so that's probably not what we're thinking about. I think we know we're just being backed by the club and that hopefully we're going good places, but in a way that's out of our hands, and all we can do is our job on the pitch, which is helped by plenty of new signings, which are slowly, you know, trickling in now, and hopefully the trip like the Netherlands the next few weeks, we can get everyone bonded and it will pay off.
There was a moment when we saw England playing Sweden when I thought for you, because you've got a pretty prominent Swede in your team as well, Slani too, and seeing these players out at a big tournament, can't wait to get them back. What lift will that give you as a team?
Yeah, I think, to be fair, we've been in contact, we've been messaging them a lot. Yeah, we have a couple Swedes, and like they've done amazing. Really, it's been nice seeing.
Did they exit the chat?
Not yet.
Not replied to us.
Not yet. But no, it's been unbelievable watching them do their thing for their national team as well. They had a massive impact on the team last season, so hopefully they can bring their experience for this season.
You'll be aware of obviously what's happened to Crystal Palace, Bristol City, teams that we've seen come up and then go down. It's a bit different this season coming, in that we'll have 2 teams come up, could be 3 come up as well. For you, do you think about the bottom of the table at all? How do you shift your mindset and not think about teams that have gone? How do you guarantee that this London City team are here to stay?
Yeah, I think obviously there has been that yo-yo effect each year, but I think, like Taya said, we've had the backing, so hopefully we can prove ourselves in the WSL. But no, yeah, it's going to be an exciting year, and like you said, could potentially be 3 coming up. But no, we hope to stay up, and yeah, we're just excited for it, and we just want to kick on the season now.
Who else are you most excited to face this season?
I mean, we were asked this question the other day about who we want to play, and we did say Arsenal at the Emirates, and obviously to have it first game. But no, I think just the likes of Man City, Man United, Chelsea, all like the bigger teams. I think it's just really exciting for us, and for me, like, I've not played them teams properly, really. So I'm just really excited. Hopefully we can prove ourselves.
Yeah, I think it's got to be, I would always answer Arsenal, of course, but every game's going to be exciting, and, a lot of the teams are starting to play in the bigger stadiums now as well, so I think that'll be a difference, playing in front of bigger crowds as well. But yeah, every game is just going to be massive for us.
A word to your fans then about what they can expect this season. How would you describe, if I was looking at your Tinder profile as a football club right now, how would you describe yourselves as a setup, as a team?
I think it's just an exciting project, really. We're an exciting team, and we're just going to prove ourselves, hopefully.
Going to say unpredictable.
Yeah.
Exciting. Yeah, I would like to say, we excel in all areas of the pitch, and like I said, hopefully that's going to be bolstered this season coming, and yeah, unpredictable. Never let them know what we're going to do next.
Are you swiping right on that? Is that the right way, actually? Or is it left?
I don't know.
No one swipe. Anything. Just scan the QR code for the fixtures. That's all you need to do. Thank you both. Good luck for the season. Brilliant to have you in with us as well. London City Lionesses finest. How will they do next season? Right, how many players will be returning to the WSL as European champions? We'll have the latest from Zurich next, plus more of the talking points ahead of a brand new season. And this is the WSL Fixtures show. Rachel Coursey still here, more from her in just a bit, and on the new season too. But did someone say just 2 days until the European Championship final between England and Spain? Our reporter Jess Crichton is in Zurich for us this morning.
Yeah, welcome to Zurich, where it's typically English weather here in Switzerland. But we're here, of course, because we're counting down to yet another major tournament final for these Lionesses. They're taking on Spain on Sunday. There'll be a whole host of WSL talent on show as well. So we're 2 days out. So for England today, they're in training. Very much the kind of final preparations tactically for these Lionesses. We'll also be hearing from one of the players a bit later this afternoon. We'll bring you that on Sky Sports News. And then tomorrow, obviously match day -1. We get to see live training. They don't usually give too much away, but we'll try our best for you. That'll be live on Sky Sports News. We'll also hear from the manager, Serena Wiegmann, in her 5th straight major tournament final. We'll also be hearing from the captain, Leah Williamson, as well. Hopefully spirits will be high inside the camp. And then on Sunday, all eyes on that final against Spain. We'll be building up from the morning all the way through. You will not miss a thing in a repeat of that World Cup final from just 2 years ago. England taking on Spain. And hopefully the sun will have come out by then.
Always shines on you, right, Jess? We want to get you involved too ahead of Sunday's final. A couple of questions for you. The main one, though, would you start Chloe Kelly and Michelle Adjumang, or would you stick with the tried and tested? You can pick your 11 for the final. Just use the Sky Sports app, scan the QR code on screen now. So who would you start? Not yet. Right, we've talked WSL, but it's also a big year in WSL too, with at least 2 clubs getting promoted as the top division expands next season. Here's the opening weekend games then. Big shout for Birmingham, narrowly missed out on promotion. They faced Bristol City. Charlton take on Crystal Palace. That one also a bit of a London ding-dong. Nottingham Forest welcome Newcastle, Portsmouth, Durham, Southampton, Ipswich and Sheffield United against Sunderland. Those changes then, as I mentioned, from the following season, the WSL is expanding to 14 teams, so things have got to shift. Here's what to expect. The WSL champions and runners-up, well, they're going up automatically, promoted this time. Then that 3rd place will be between the bottom side in the WSL, who will play off for the final spot in the league with the 3rd team from WSL 2. Super clear, Rachel, and super exciting too to see more teams expand. But you think it'd be a familiar face at the top of the table?
I think it's going to be extremely tight. I think we've seen over the last few years how competitive champions.
Is it paining you as a former Aston Villa captain to say Birmingham City?
Well, I've played for the Blues. I'm one of those that
She's done both.
Shifted sides, yeah. I think Blues are best equipped. I think there's a lot of expectation as well on Palace, who've just gone down. Jo Potter now, manager there. She did a great job at Rangers, got good experience. I think it's a perfect appointment for her to now try and see if she can get a team promoted.
Newcastle, big signings.
Yeah, I think between them and Forest, 2 clubs that, again, the owners have a lot of expectation. They want their team to be in the top flight. I think from a top flight perspective, there is now scope for us to expand. There are teams that have the right infrastructure. There is enough competition, there are enough quality across the board to fulfil that. So it's going to be up to the teams, and I think if teams can build a bit of momentum, then there's opportunity for everyone. We know the likes of teams like Durham are always competitive, take points off anybody. So, even a side like Charlton, I think, could be a really toughy test.
We'll bring you the best coverage across the WSL 2 as well throughout the season. That's our WSL fixture show nearly done. Quick word, because I know you'd hate me if I didn't ask you about England. That final, Spain, who comes out on top?
Ooh, I think Spain will just sneak it.
Which means Arsenal will have a European champion either way in their ranks.
Yeah.
And for the fixtures too, who's got the best of them in that opening weekend?
Ooh. Well, I think London City do. Trip to Arsenal away. Sounds like they requested it. So
we'll join Chelsea, Manchester City for that opening game. We've got all 4 games on this Sunday. Little present for you now you're retired. is a golf ball. It's an old one with your name on, because I know you'll lose it. Rachel, of course, we'll see much more of you throughout the season as well. Thank you for joining us. Plenty more reaction to those fixtures, the transfer news too. Just check out all our digital places, the normal ones, to find the latest. The cricket's about to get underway at Old Trafford. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.